This will go down in history.
The long-time dream of human civilization as a whole to settle another world has come true. To be among the people who made this happen makes me feel enthusiastic and proud. We are already swarmed with applications for relocation on Mars, and the wanderlust and enthusiasm of these people makes me proud to be a human being. The Red Planet continues to be inhospitable and even dangerous, but we as a species have always displayed the ability to adapt and improve. The adverse conditions will only make us try harder, so I say bring it on. Effect: the colony has been evaluated positively, additional colonists can now be called from Earth. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Surviving Mars, and we have just passed our 10-sol trial. Now, we didn't get a childbirth in the middle, which is unfortunate to end it sooner, but nevertheless we are here, so we can now begin expanding the colony. So it's time to start prepping for that. What have we got over here? What's the problem? Too far from working drone commander. It is too, it's just out of range. Or just out of range so long as we don't have another rocket coming in, but thankfully we do have one. Our rocket that we launched in the end of the last video is 76% of its way back, and our rocket with our spare parts, which we absolutely need at this point, is just about ready to land. Now, at this point, we've got nothing here seems to be broken or non-functional, so we seem to be going good on all the parts. So we're going to bring the next rocket down right here as well. Still haven't got the tech to clean up these structures, or I'm looking forward to actually having it. But we do need to look into our next building. Now, I was looking at these, because we have two supplies. That music is way too loud again. There we go. Two supplies of rare metal here. We have 586 in this supply, and we have an additional 557 here. So our goal for this time is going to be to get our next dome, at least the plumbing for our next dome set up and in the area. We're probably not quite ready to build it yet. And we need to bring our next supply of colonists in. Now this colony currently can take a potential of 14 people. We want to expand it out to double and make this primarily a food producing section of the colony. The main reason for this is, well, in terms of mineral gathering, we've only got two parts here. Inactive work shift. Actually, we'll send a repair to that because that's actually pretty worn down. How's that one going? And how many parts? We only got two left. And that's going to be it. Alright, so we'll speed this up actually. So that'll be our last two machine parts going through to repair that as well, I believe. We've only got two pieces of industry here. And we will want to have a bulk supply of food available on Mars. And I have been monitoring the food generation, and it hasn't been as high as I would like. We just received 286 million, which is excellent. And our rocket has arrived, so we're going to land him just over here.
Research complete.
I have machine parts, metals, and we should probably put a polymers and electronics depot here as well. Because that's the area that's still in the cross between our hubs. So we've got a crossover here and with each hub. So any material that's unloaded there is accessible for both ends of the colony. And they're unloading most of it over here. But that's not a problem. I can move that around if we need to. And we have sector scan complete. Where are we doing here? Nothing major here. Another supply of concrete and another supply of water. And we have some more metals up here. Plenty of concrete through here. And we can't get 10. Alright, so we're going to scan out this section up here, because this is where the direction we're expanding the colony into at this point. So, just looking over what we're doing, because of the rocks and materials that are going to be around here, we want to place the dome on this side. Although it would look nice and neat in here, but we'll look at that in a moment. We'll need to have the plumbing brought up. But we do want to get more going in here. Now, I was going to check out this farm. Now, currently soil quality is at 50%. The soybeans are going to give us 34 per crop. I want to bring in another load of colonists to work primarily on the farm. So we're going to have another living area in here. We may have to look at high density. Because we're going to fit a farm in. And I wouldn't mind fitting a potential casino complex in, because that is apparently a popular pastime that people like to... people would like here. Luxury, gambling, social. 40 units and 20 electronics. It's expensive on the electronic side of things, but everything else is fine. Consumes 5 power. We've got an 8.8 surplus, and I believe we're in the middle of night, and we've just gone into day, so we're up to 26. So we're on the edges of our power if we build this. Now, our living quarters only supports 14, and we're on 12, so we definitely need to expand the living quarters sides of things. We still want to fit the farm in, where this may not actually fit for what I'm looking at. That'll fit 24. And cramped quarters, less comfort. They may just have to go without the gambling side of things if I'm going to do this. Provides living space, resting residents recover comfort faster compared to other residencies. The living quarters are comfortable, and they only require 1 power node, or 1 power and 1 concrete to maintain. So they're nice and cheap. Yeah, we're going to go with the living quarters. And I think we'll leave that 1 farm going, and we'll wait for our next set of colonists to arrive. But when the next colonists arrive, we'll put in a 2nd farm as they're en route, so it's built just before they arrive. So we want to get over to that as well. Carry supplies and passengers from Earth, can travel back when refueled. How's she going? Already 40 fuel and 4 exports loaded on board. Nice. So we're doing pretty good on parts at this point. So let's go quickly over to research. Low G engineering will give us access to the medium dome, which we will probably need soon. 3D machining. Drone hub. We can now rely on ourselves to build the complex hubs that control our de facto labor force. That would be nice, but we can bring in another drone hub, so that's not a major issue. I'll leave that going for the moment. Research is fine. Resupply. Passenger rocket. So we're going to go through the same thing again this time. We've already got all of our restrictions from the last one in. And currently we have 11 matching colonists. Not as many as I would like. Let's have a review. Botanist, botanist, geologist, botanist, botanist. No specialization. Additional geologists are okay. We're going to have to widen this just a little. Where would be the best place to widen this out? Sex is open, so there's no restrictions there. Floors. We have 7 potential alcoholics we could draw on. 2 potential gamblers, and I want to avoid those if at all possible. Glutton, hypochondriac, whiner. We haven't turned them off. It's just, what have we turned off? No chronic conditions. No idiots are useless to me. Double sanity loss from disasters can be caused by sanity breakdowns. Applicants with more of the desired trait will board the rocket. Okay. Quirks. Tourists are no good to me at this point. I need workers, not tourists. Perks. Higher individual base morale, low sanity, never leads to suicide. Yeah, we're going to open the door up to religious. That puts 3 more on the table and gives us a potential of 14. Now, let's review who we've got. Botanist, botanist, geologist, botanist, botanist, and a bunch with no specialization. Which isn't actually a bad haul. So, yes for you. Actually, I do want to minimize the number of religious people in for a start. They can have some odd effects on the colony. So we'll close that down just for a start, review. And let's select all of our 11 that we've got for the moment. Now we can go back, religious on, and then review. And it didn't save them, damn it. Gambler, hippie. Sexy, increases birth rate. No specialization. If we're going to take somebody who's religious, I would prefer somebody who's religious who also has a specialization, if at all possible. Nerd, gambler, yep, that's fine. Workaholic, loner, that's fine. Nerd, that's fine. Alright, so it's all going to be in here. Party animal, fit. Vegan, don't worry, that'll tell you. Party animal, religious, alcoholic. No. Rugged party animal, okay. Okay. Gamer. And an alcoholic. Alright, so we've taken the one religious person who has nothing but religious as a side trait, which is fine, because the other two are alcoholics, so we'd rather not. So that brings us up to 12, so let's get the Avril, bring in our next supply of colonists.
Humankind might be on the verge of a new golden age, and we have to be the ones who ride the crest of that wave.
A new era of scientific discovery is ahead of us, and we are the ones who are blessed with the opportunity to be on Mars, completely new territory where scientific discoveries lie behind the corner. We're talking about new ideas which would seep the human minds and the market and give us a tremendous head start in the future. The primary reason behind the creation of this colony is scientific, and this is what we're expected to do, to push the boundaries of human knowledge. Have 40 technologies researched at Sol 100, currently research technologies 13. Alright, so we've got to get our research into gear for our next mission. And we're ready to lift off. We're just going to leave you there to keep loading in those rare metals. There's no rush to send you back at this point. The next set of passengers is coming in with 12 food. They're 12% of the way already. So let's get our next farm built and prepped. And I'll find something to put in there as soon as I've got the technology to remove that point. How are we going? Sticking over fine. Nope, I want that on soybeans again. The goal here is to bring our soil quality up. All of it. Soil quality is still at 50% though after that harvest. It should have gone up by 10%. Strange.
Sector scanned.
Oh, new sector scan. Let's see if we have anything interesting in it. Another supply of water. So anything we build over here, we've got plenty of water supplies at this point, so this isn't an issue. Alright, so our next new colony expansions, we have our rare metals here, and that's to generate money to actually fund this show. And I wouldn't mind seeing if we can get a... Actually, we can have a look.
Pipe leak reported.
Where's that at? Yeah, please fix that one. now, look at the domes. We don't have access to the medium dome just yet. The basic dome does not have a big enough area of influence, unfortunately, so we need to go larger. The next dome's goal, what will the... Can I actually put the meat... No, it won't even let me look. Hopefully that's larger, because I want to try and place the next dome here, just off the side of this concrete supply, and see if I can get both of these metal reserves under its influence at once, so I can do double mining on this end. And that will pretty much guarantee that I'm not going to have a problem with metal anytime into the future, and can just ship the metal around the colony as is needed. Concrete is obviously not going to be a problem either. We have plenty of options available there. But we'll have to see whether or not we can actually get that much influence with the medium dome. So we'll actually... put that on for Research 5. Because I do want the rest of these first. They're more important because we're not going for those just yet. Alright, so with that in place, it is time to start expanding our pipelines and our power lines out to where we're going to be building the new hub. And it's good that we do this now, because we want to do this while the rocket is still here. So that's line 1, and then I want to bring a second line. It's going to make me build this around the dam. Ah, the colony's blocking it. There we go. I want to build a second line that's around here. Again, it's redundancies. It's the same as the loop that we've built in here. So if we have a break here, the colony can be supplied in the opposite direction. This colony will also have a line. If any of the infrastructure breaks on one side, it should be piped in from the other side. The chances of us having a break on both sides is extremely unlikely, so we shouldn't have an issue with having a resource loss to the domes themselves. Takes a little bit in the way of resources, but it should be worth it.
Research complete.
Research. Alright, that one's done. We're now on to robotics. Sustainable architecture in dome buildings. Maintenance is less often. Shifting focus away from fixing it to avoiding it is the natural step forward for any Martian habitat. Yeah, I like that one. We'll get that. Anything that reduces the resource cost inside of the colonies. And our new passengers have arrived. So we're going to bring this one down here. And their housing should be prepped. There should be support inside of the dome now for 24 colonists in total. 28 rather. So we've got 28 support for colonists.
New colonists
24
have
on
arrived.
board. That's room for 4 in the rate of growth. When that's knocked down, I think we'll put in a medical facility, just a little one. Now, what are they complaining about? Gaming's out and luxury is out. So we need to replace both of those if we can as well. What have we got? Drone service security. Yeah, the casino complex is the one they want. Luxury, gaming, gambling, social. But amazingly, the casino does not also support drinking. And we have a few drinkers. Otherwise, I'd pull the space bar out and replace
Sector
the space
scanned.
bar with the casino and be done with it. So yeah, we'll leave that crop as is, and let's rotate through soybeans and double roll soybeans. We should now have full, well, nearly full work shifts on both. So the farms will do their thing. Now, they're rare metals and basic metal supplies. We will put in storage now. food. We can see we'll place... what is the overlap going to be? I don't think I've got one to actually see. Alright, so the drone hub's down. I'm trying to see where I'd have to place the drone hub to get an overlap. The drone hub would have to be somewhere in here if we're going to get an overlap to this section, and we do want an overlap to this section because I do want to have a centralized supply. So we can place food depots here as well. For 2. And hopefully, fingers crossed. Yep, we've already got food being transferred over, that's fine. Hopefully, all things working, we'll be able to get the drone hub for this dome complex, for when it goes in a position where it also overlaps this stockpile. We have nothing in the way of research that we can actually get at this point with our rover. Speaking of which, where is our little research rover? No, he's charging, that's good. Everyone's nearby and everybody's close to their charging stations, so that is fine. Inactive work shift. Now, has everybody got a job here? Vacant work slots 8. Vacant residential slots 4. So, this is just about right. I'm not happy about this. Although, the gaming side of things just disappeared. So it's only gambling that pops up. And I can live with that. I can live with that. Unfortunately, there's currently no way to link the domes together, so you can't build an entertainment dome and then have the other domes tunnel in. I'm hoping they add this some point in the future. It's actually one of the limitations that I've ran into in the game so far. Each dome is treated as its own individual entity. It can't be linked through to other domes, so you cannot have a large dome that has all of the entertainments, the drinking, the shopping, and then have regional domes and have them all linked together so that colonists can transfer into the central dome to do whatever they want to do and then come back. As I said, I'm hoping that will be in an expansion or a future patch, because it does seem to be something that is being overlooked. 6 of 30 on board, 2 of 30. We're going to send you right away. You don't need to be here anymore. You are fully unloaded, yes. And I want the rest of the materials to go into this one. So, you can go back. Now, scan up into the...
Pipe leak reported.
Another one? Really? We're ticking along nicely in regards to disasters at the moment. We've had a couple of hits and a couple of strikes, but we haven't had anything that has caused us a huge amount of problems. Oh, that pipe should be fixed in a second. It's not in a bad spot. Now, we are starting to run low on power, but we do have a couple of things floating around for that. I do have a couple more of these Stirling generators. I think we're going to place one just up here at the end of the pipeline.
Sector scanned.
Now, the Stirling generators are pretty cool little units. They produce a good supply of power every hour on their own, 10 units. But you have the option when you go into them to open them up, which will actually increase their hourly production to 20. It doubles their power output, but while they're open, they're vulnerable to dust and damage. So their maintenance goes up as a result. So you keep them closed and they generate power. You open them up if you absolutely need to, and yeah, you get the basic idea. And it looks like we are starting to fill up our supplies again, so once again we need more dumping sites. Looking forward to being able to... Blocking other objects. How's it been? Oh, yeah. 2 more, that should solve the problem. I'm looking forward to being able to turn all this into concrete so we can actually clear away some of the waste. We're generating quite a lot of it at the moment. Farm rotation, wheat has been done, so we'll switch this one over to soy as well. Try and get that crop quality up to 60% here, so that's good. And how much food do we currently have? We're up to 44, so we are fine for food and we're producing positive numbers. Power surplus, 42.8%. I would like to expand that a little bit more, so we might just stick a couple more solar panels in. Now, there is a reason for actually building solar panels over the wind turbines. The wind turbines will generate power all the time.
Funding received.
Thank you, another 44 million. But as you can see, they have a maintenance cost in parts. 0.5 to for maintenance. The solar panels only require metal, which we can get ourselves in large quantities. So while they only produce power during the daylight hours, their maintenance cost in general is actually quite a bit cheaper. Now you can build them in individual units, in singles. I just build the triples. And we'll build one more.
Research complete.
4 across this side, and while we're at it, let's, because it's always a good idea, 2 batteries, and since we're already on the line, let's build 2 oxygen tanks and put 2 more water storage in this area. Might seem excessive, but once again, it's a split. So we have a storage hub here, a storage hub here, and a new storage hub over here. Separates the 3, all the lines are interconnected. If any one line breaks, the other lines are holding the rest of the resources. And as long as we keep building these supply loops, as the colony expands, each one of these loops will build on top of the previous ones, and should we have any natural disaster that destroys a main pipeline, pretty much all the resources in the colony should be able to be routed through the area in order to be able to supply any other part of the colony without having to worry about a production loss. Yeah, I'm aware you're ready to go. You don't need to keep strobing at me. You've only got 9 units on board, so if we want to go higher than that... no, we don't want that one. So, 37 polymer, 47 electronics, and we're down to 34 on parts, but the colony's ticking along nicely. So now, we start looking at this second dome. So, basic dome, once again. And it looks like it will let us plant it in here, where it'll be nice and neat against the cliffs. If we wanted to, we could bring it back here. Oh no, I think it looks up there, but it looks like it's going to try and move all that rubble away. It's going to want storage for it. Now the thing we've got to watch here...
Sector scanned.
is currently our ability to build in that area is being supplied just by this rocket. This rocket is acting as one of our drone hubs, such as what we've got here, and allowing us to, for our drones to actually get out that far and do their thing. When we launch this rocket, we lose control of this area, and this includes the ability to automatically maintain the area. Battery optimization has been done. We're now on our way through robotics. So let's pick up Drone Hub as our next option. And then we don't have to get them shipped in. And we've already got a leak up here. God damn it. Alright, so that's ticking along and doing its thing. We're all good. At this point, we're pretty much waiting for this to fill up, so we can get ready to bring our next set of supplies in for our next launch, which we should probably look at now. So the next one's going to be a cargo rocket. We want a drone hub. Machine parts factory. So the next one's going to be a manufacturing one. So yes, I do want a machine parts factory. That drops us down to 230 straight away. Wouldn't mind getting a polymers in as well. Oh well, we've got what we've got. Now, as always, we want to fill the rest of this up with machine parts, which we're not going to be getting a lot of this time, because we've just about pulled all our money in. And we're going to bring a drone along as well, an extra one. That's it. Alright, Avril 1 is underway. So, let's get building. We're going to put the drone, the dome in here. And we should see a whole bunch of drones going to grab a whole bunch of supplies from all over the place at the moment. And fingers crossed, they should all run up to the new drone, the dome location. Maybe. Turn your priority up. Come on, guys. We have pretty much everything we need. And our... why? Maybe it's actually not going to let us build that until we actually have... Yeah, maybe it's not going to let us build that until we actually have a drone control unit in this area. So 60% until it arrives. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this rocket as soon as this one's ready to go. Launch it and send it away, and once it's gone from the area, we're going to immediately land the next one exactly the same spot and drop out the drone control station right about here, or somewhere along this line, so it gets an overlap with this resource hub, and this will get our second dome up and running. I wanted to say drone. Just gotta wait for everything to arrive. Uh, 10 units, we're not going to lose that much. 93, okay. So you're taking those 10 rare metals and buggering off. And our next one has arrived. 100%. And you're going to land just here. Guys, silly puppy dog just woke up and wanted to go out.
Research complete.
Alright, beautiful. Now we've got our drone down. What we can do now, is that going to have the overlap that I want? That's what I've got to look at. That's actually not bad. So if we extend that out just a little bit further, so I've got the... we'll rotate it once so it snugs in more, gets more snug in. About there it picks up the concrete on that side as well. About there is looking for the
Sector
go.
scanned. Anomaly found.
And we got an anomaly on this one. Alright, beautiful. Where is our recon? Let's get our explorer over there to have a look at that. Okay, so now we have drone control in this region. I can start getting ready to run power and plumbing over to the dome, which is going to have to be hooked up in 2 places again, because the loop is a little bit further away. I'd rather have the loop hooked into 2 spots on the dome itself, but if we run power straight along here, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's still a fairly small area. They're still doing the clearing thing, so it's going to take them a little bit to clear all this out. That was the problem. They didn't have anywhere to actually put any of the junk rock that they've got to move out of the way. So we can place a couple of these, and hopefully that'll stop being a problem.
Anomaly analyzed. Funding received. Cable fault reported.
And cable fault again. Oh, that's fine. Transport optimization, which was... that was battery optimization. We got that one. Where is transport optimization? This one increases the maximum storage for the truck by 15. So that's fine. So microgravity medicine next, and then low G engineering. And that gives us our large dome. Sustainable architecture, and then the drone hub. Storage compression, water, oxygen and power storage capacity expanded by 50%. Thank you very much. I will most certainly be taking that one. Now, our explorer has done his job, so there's nothing there for him at this point. We can bring him all the way back. Get him charging again. Unfortunately, he can't get down here until we've actually built a tunnel to be able to access that section of the map, which we will be doing a little bit later. But first focus, let's get this dome up and running. And you're not going anywhere until you're actually loaded up with metals. You'll be staying for quite some time this time.
There's more to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
Even the tiniest, simple-looking rock can contain answers to mysteries which have perplexed human minds for generations. Sometimes it takes us just a simple discovery to assure us the vastness of the universe, and encouragement to make us look beyond the boundaries of our existence and into the future. In fact, the following texts have been revealed on the research tree. Martian education and storage compression. Well, we already know about storage compression because we're working on that. Martian education, though. That would be that one. New building, Martian University. 30 concrete, 30 metal, 20 electronics. Trained scientists, geologists, and botanists, medics, engineers, or security specialists. College education is always free on Mars. That is really cool. Because it means I can essentially just bring in untrained labour and turn them into whatever I need once they're here. They don't have to stay untrained. So wait for these ones to actually clear out for the dome first, and then they should start moving the supplies in. There's ample supplies floating around, so that shouldn't be a problem. Probably should have built the dome out here. They wouldn't have had to clear so much and the dome would have already been under construction, but I think it's just going to look better there. Yeah, I won't change it. Looks like they've almost cleared everything out, and they're bringing in the supplies. Yep, 2 concrete of 80, the metal's coming over, as are the polymers. Excellent. So this time we need a payday, so this one needs to stay here until it is full of resources to go off-world. And then the next rocket that can come in will be bringing the mines that we need to actually... actually, no, we can build those ourselves. So we can start bringing in the rare metal extractors, or building the rare metal extractors, and bring the people in that are going to be running them. Now that's going to require a bit of balancing. Food's up to 78, so our food production is fine. This is going to work, and the overlap here means the food will be transferred between both domes. So we're good. We don't have to worry about food at all. But it's going to be a matter of working out the entertainment side of things. I want to maximize the efficiency as much as possible. Thankfully, with a mining dome, we're not going to have to worry about having a lot on the inside of the dome. Most of it's going to be outside, so we're going to have rare metal extractors, and since we've now got them in as well, I've got the prefabs for the... where is it? The prefabs for, I'm pretty sure it come in. There it is, Machine Parts Factory. That is also, if I remember correctly, that's built outside as well.
Sector
I know some
scanned.
of them are.
Anomaly found.
Although the shape of it, it does look awfully lot like one of the triangles for the dome. I was sure it went outside though. We'll have to have a look. Even if it's built inside, we're still going to have enough space. Anyways, ladies and gents, I think at this point we're going to bring this one to a close as we get the next dome ready to rock and roll. In the next episode, as I said, this one will be constructed. I'm going to be putting in the mines, we're going to be putting in the machine parts factory, so hopefully that stops being a problem. And bringing in our first load of colonists to power up this dome and get it functional. Once that's done... Where's that at? I hate when we get pipe leaks right at the moment we get a change from day to night, because you see everything shut down in the dome, and is that a crack on the dome? No. Dome's fine. Cool. Yes, so we're going to be bringing all this up. Once we have the ability to produce the machine parts on world, at this point our maintenance becomes a much easier thing to deal with, and we can start looking at the electronics and polymer supplies. We have the resources available to be able to make those. We need to get the machinery and the people up, and once we've done there, then we can actually start looking and doing a massive expanse. I'm strongly considering at this point expanding a tunnel straight down into this section and beginning the exploration down here, because it looks like we have a lot of research we can pick up, although we do have another one over here that we can take a look at now as well. Anyways, that will be on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and until next time, take care.